Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fortnightly Frontier Season 3, Episode 6. I am Darionator, your host for this evening, and I'm joined by my good friend Meyer.
Cut. Do it again. You sounded too British there. Like
That's
not how you sound. I've listened to pretty much like I've listened to many of these podcasts, and you do not sound like that.
Yeah, okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me wet my palate. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fortnightly Frontier. I am Darionator, your host for today, and I am joined by my good friend Meyer. Over there.
Over here somewhere,
yeah. Hopefully, image quality is pretty good for the first time in Season 3. Ooh. Frame rates. No guest for us this evening, mostly because nobody was able to or wanted to get back to us without confirmation, but we do have a lot of stuff to talk about, because what the fuck, CIG? What the fuck?
Language, Dodge. Language!
Sorry. Is it the alcohol?
Don't blame the bombardier.
Bang on. We have the Starfarer, we have the flight-ready Khartu-Al, we have the shotgun, we have a sniper rifle, we have... What else do we have?
We have a lot of things, actually. A lot to talk about today.
So,
a lot
yeah.
of things. A lot of things. Where should we start, I think, is the best question, and then we'll just...
I think we should start with the Starfarer.
Okay. The Starfarer, aka the Get Lost Farer.
Mm-hmm. As coined by Chad a few minutes ago.
Yeah, to be fair, the Starfarer, I mean, apart from it being absolutely huge and bigger than most buildings I've been in the past week or so, I personally haven't found too much of a problem in getting around once you kind of understand where they were trying to go with the different labels and stuff. But yeah, from watching people's reactions and streams and stuff like that, they all seem to get kind of lost in the same places. So I don't know if...
I think it's around... I think it's on the maintenance level that people get lost.
Yeah. Especially when they've gone all the way to the top, and then they're like, wait, so where's the cockpit? Because if you're new to that ship, there is no way of knowing or even telling, apart from the fact that it's at the front, that you know, the cockpit is in front of... Sorry, the bridge is in front...
I was just gonna say that because it is so big, it actually is a bridge.
Yeah.
It's not a cockpit.
Yeah, there's no way of you know, like at least, you know, thinking intuitively that the bridge is in front of the escape room, because the escape room is marked ESC01, and then there is no indication whatsoever that the bridge is in front of that, and that's why people keep getting lost.
I think there will be some labeling changes just for that.
Perhaps, yeah.
But I just had an idea for if you want to orient yourself in the ship, I think you should start at the bridge, not in the cargo area where you get into the ship.
Yeah, because when you go up to the living quarters, then you're like, where's the bridge? And there's no indication whatsoever about where the bridge is on the ship. And there's none at all. There is indication to what cargo is, and if you follow cargo, you'll find the bridge because it's on that same level. But there is no indication.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got into the PTU, so you were able to experience it.
Oh yes,
I
definitely.
haven't.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time doing it too. Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have some footage rolling in the actual episode. So
in the episode on Wednesday.
In the episode, not on the stream. No.
Yeah.
Such extravagances are not for live viewers.
We're far too unprofessional for that.
Yeah. But basically, because I was away for a few days and I actually have nothing prepared. I only got home a few hours ago, and yay, here we are. It's huge. I saw, Disco Lando's ship video.
Yeah.
And Grey-Headed Gamers, shout out to Grey-Headed Gamer, streamer, YouTuber extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And his hour-long tour of it.
Yeah.
He got lost as well.
It's a big ship. It's pretty neat. I mean, it seems to have everything, but when you think about it, it's still pretty bare. As in, like, it has only the essentials. You know, save for the fancy spaceman bedroom. I mean, yeah, fancy spaceman duvet cover. It's pretty. There's no med bay. There is not really any storage for engineering, save for like the Jeffrey tubes and stuff like that.
Well, actually, if you go along the side corridors that go from the center of the ship back to the turrets, all along the walls you got
panels. Fair enough.
Cargo stuff.
Yeah,
cargo nets.
Oh, okay, yeah. I keep forgetting that those things will eventually actually be items to use and stuff. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that, and but it is the first ship with a actual livable interior. It's because even the Constellation, as big as it is more of a, let's say, Winnebago, something like that.
Connie's still livable. People live in Winnebagos.
True, but okay, when it comes to, say, ships that you're used to from sci-fi, not counting Spaceballs because they actually did live in a Winnebago.
Right.
But I got a really big Prometheus vibe from it.
I mean, it's big enough
and
that
Prometheus / Alien, because it has sections for living and for working and for cargo. And,
of course, yeah.
But you know, and the beige aesthetic of the living quarters gave me the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's a ship that, of its size and with the really excellent design choices and stuff that went into making it, it's one of those things that you could basically live there. Not only go to bed, but go to the kitchen, but then go to actual work as an engineer or something, and then go back to bed. Your whole livelihood could revolve around that kind of ship. But then I wouldn't discredit a ship like, for instance, the Constellation, because that's a livable ship. The Freelancer is also a livable ship. It's just not a comfortable livable ship.
True. Yeah.
The Bangstang is a livable ship.
For
right?
a single person. This is for 7 people.
Well, for 2 people, actually, I would say. I would argue the Mustang Beta has 2 beds.
And one of the beds is a queen size, I suppose.
I wouldn't say it's a queen size bed. It's more like, it's not really a bed at all. It's more like I forgot the name of the furniture now.
Yeah, I forgot the name as well. I was gonna say duvet, but that's not right.
It's square and it has a bunch of throw pillows on it. I think it's no, it's more modern than that. It's like a living room bed, pretty much. But yeah,
it's the Bangstang. It's got its own.
The Bangstang. I mean, yeah. I mean, but definitely the Starfarer is a pretty awesome ship.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's there because it sets the precedent for any bigger ships that are going to be.
I wonder, since it has so many facilities.
Yeah.
Will it be a long-term mission sort of?
Oh, of course.
And
of course.
What is its speed going to be like?
Oh, what's its speed going to be like? I would say that
once it's all finalized. I mean, what's its cruise quantum speed is going to be like, because it might actually take days to get anywhere.
Fair enough. I mean, like, it does have the biggest engines I've ever seen. So I mean, like, its maneuvering thrusters are like 10 people wide. So I mean, so I don't have any kind of reservations about how fast it can get, because when you're in space, you just add more and more power, and then you go faster and faster. It might take a while to accelerate, but it might to get to a certain speed, it shouldn't be too bad. Deceleration, on the other hand, though, might be another thing to think about.
Flip it. Do a 180 and burn the other direction.
But I love it. Yeah.
Well, but it just occurred to me that since it scoops its own fuel and refines it.
Yeah.
Unless it's limited by its food supply. It really doesn't need to come into dock.
Not really. No. I mean, like in the universe of Star Citizen, there aren't replicators. So you're going to be limited by how much cargo you can store food-wise and how much you actually, hauling from A to B, but it's not a hauler. It's a tanker. It's a support ship. So it'll be limited by. It's a
but
tanker.
there will be a cargo variant.
Ah, yeah. Will there? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So the cargo variants, what happens to the tankers underneath? Are they just pallets instead, or what?
I think they are like. Don't quote me on this, but I think there are detachable cargo pods,
I'm
just like
on this.
in the carrier.
Okay.
Like self-sustaining pods that just you know if you look at the three rear rows of the tankers, and each has like this three-prong arm.
Yeah.
Because that looks like it just goes click, and
I see.
the tank drops.
Yeah.
And something else can go up and click.
Yeah. Well, as somebody in chat just said, well, if you get the Starfarer, even though it may have a limited amount of food capability, if you add that to an Endeavor, then you have yourself your own self-sustainable commune, pretty much. You know.
A flotilla, if you will.
Yeah, a flotilla. I shall be Maya Vast Starfarer. Mass Effect reference there.
yeah, I got it. That's what I was going for. So, yeah, or like in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
You had a bunch of ships. There were people ships, food ships, cargo ships, battle stars.
Oh yeah. So that's really cool as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could technically, if enough people, like a big organization such as, say, Test Squadron.
Oh yes, Test Squadron.
Got together and, several Carracks, Idrises, Endeavors, Starfarers, and just floated somewhere. And just kept jumping from system to system. Like, that'd be cool, our role-playing thing.
Well, I think that's what one of our guys in Kato kind of wants us to do, or be.
Really?
Yeah, like he fancies himself a tactician, and so he has all these plans written down about what he'd like us to do to be the best. Like, what is that? Oh yeah, more Bombardier.
More Bombardier.
More Bombardier. Jolly good, jolly good. So yeah, so that's one of the things that came with this new patch, the Starfarer, and everything that it like it promises, and so yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by this stuff.
And I was looking at JG's videos. I was looking at it on the phone because I was at a friend's house.
Yeah.
So many details
of the Starfarer.
No, so many details everywhere in the modeling and the texturing.
Yeah.
And that it raised the bar for every other ship.
Definitely.
I mean, I would say that Constellation is at the same level, the new model, and the Freelancer.
I would say so, but at the same time, after spending so much time in the Starfarer, and then calling a Constellation in the PTU, like to fly it and show people around, I was like, I don't remember this thing being so small. Where are the doors again? It took a while to then. Oh my, yeah, but yeah. Also, actually, that's that's another thing that came with this new PTU. Well, with the PTU came power plants, and with power plants, they also then showed the first iteration of the module system.
Do tell, I'm listening, because
right.
This is the first time I'm hearing
this.
this.
So the module system is basically going to be the way around which, at a terminal, you'll be able to go through every single component in your ship, and then basically monitor how much power is going to them, and stuff like that. At the moment, well, I know from a 10 for the chairman that Chris Roberts did say that sorry, you're just looking around. I was like,
yeah, you started it.
That's concerning.
I was just looking, what's he looking at?
Yeah, I was searching my thoughts. Yeah, but Chris Roberts did mention at one point that the way he wanted cockpits and stuff to work is that you had your captain. Every ship has a captain, and then you have your terminals. But then each terminal is not set to a specific role by default. I mean, by default it might have certain things, but it's not locked to specific roles. As a captain, you will then be able to assign specific roles to those people at those seats. So if you were to sit in, the, say for instance, the port side seat on the Constellation, and you went to the module list, you will see a whole list of things, and you will see something called the 1000 ADS RSI computer, and then that's your computer, and you can see that that's not locked. You can see a power gauge. I don't know why you'd want to turn power off to your computer, but apparently you can. And then it'll tell you like if how much heat and stuff. So everything is pretty like standardized at the moment, but you can expect that to change and be more specific in the future. But then on that same list, you can also see the ADS computer for the seat to your right and the seat to the right of that, and then you can also see like all the other components, including missile racks and turrets, like every single turret on the ship. But everything is locked to you on that left-hand seat, the port seat. On the captain's seat, however, you can't see anything, so of course it's not been properly implemented, but in the future the captain will be able to, I assume, assign those roles to the people on the left, saying, okay, this is unlocked for you to play around with, so then you're my designated engineer, and then you're my designated shield dude. Because then they'd have that's
the official term, by the way,
shield dude. Yes, because then they'd have the permissions to basically then play around with the power settings, and I found that really cool because I mean they promised that, but I wasn't too sure when we're going to get it. But it seems like in the next few, like 2-3 PTUs, we'll be getting that Artemis Bridge Simulator Star Trek feel very soon.
Oh, excited!
Excite! So excite! Yeah.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. So another thing on the list.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. What else is there in the PTU?
In the PTU, we're now even closer to Crusader. So I think you remember from 2.2, Crusader was made a bit more pequeña, a bit smaller, un poco, just a bit smaller. But then also like from where you were positionally, it looked tiny. And people are like, oh my god, Crusader is now really tiny, even though it's meant to be that size, like for scientific reasons.
Yeah, it's not. Well, they made it the size of Jupiter.
Yeah.
But then they made it smaller.
All right. Yeah, and then so basically what they've done in 2.2.3 is that they haven't made it bigger, but they've put Olisar in even closer. So it looks like that really awesome cinematic kind of vibe you got. Yeah, Vista.
The Vista's back.
The Vista is back. Although at this patch, albeit at a lower level of detail, but I think that's just something that will get fixed. But the Vista is back.
Well, there's always been problems with texture streaming in PTUs, and basically it's an alpha. There's always problems with texture streaming. If you die several times, you get the bug where all the signs are just really blocky stuff.
Yeah. But the Vista is back, and it makes sense now, because that distance between Port Olisar and Crusader didn't make too much sense. Yeah, you can, excuse me, I can
excuse you, you are excused.
Well, I mean, you can use quantum travel to get to Cloud City whenever that gets implemented. That's going to be one of the cities that's going to be actually right above Crusader, somewhere in the stratosphere.
In the atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere or the anyway, it's going to be...
Well,
I don't know
sorry to interrupt you, but... it's confirmed that it's going to be at a certain level
where it's breathable and not freezing.
In the atmosphere, because Crusader actually has an
oxygen
human-friendly atmosphere at a certain level,
which is really
where
cool.
The pressure, I wouldn't say gravity, but pressure and gas mixture is just right for
is livable. To an extent. I mean, like I would imagine it'd be freaking cold there, but because I don't know the terminology. I mean, like we have a rocky planet like this, and you have like you have the atmosphere and the stratosphere and the upper and outer and blah blah blah. I didn't know how it worked with Jovian planets, so I was like, where exactly is it? In relation. But yeah, so we're closer now. It makes sense because now you can have shuttle ships going from Port Olisar to Cloud City, without having to use quantum jumping or whatever. It just take a couple hours or something, So yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. And then another thing with Crusader is the 2 new guns. Although they haven't...
new ways to shoot people.
New ways to shoot people. You have the electric Devastator shotgun.
It's not called that thing's in.
Yeah, it's not called the electric Devastator shotgun. It's just called the Devastator shotgun.
But it is an electric shotgun.
It shoots electric pulses or whatever, which is really cool. Really cool. Yeah, it's actually been implemented. I've seen video footage on Reddit of somebody shooting it. Hopefully we can find some footage.
Where do you get it?
So it's actually relatively difficult to find. Although they do spawn in groups of 3, they're found within the wrecks in Yella. As far as I know, they're not found in wrecks in the other missions, so you'd have to go to Yella, fly for a couple hours, you know, given that the server doesn't crash, find 1 or 2 or 3, and then take them to Korea to then shoot somebody. So there's work involved.
There's no persistence yet, so
and there's no persistence
log back
yet.
in, you lose them.
Exactly. So hopefully in the future, you know, you wouldn't have to work so much for it. Thank you so much for the link there, Water Buffalo.
Yeah, well, I'll find it and then put it over where we're talking.
Okay, I've been corrected actually. Apparently it's really easy to find now, so I'd have to look into that.
But I would think that all the guns should be in Port Korea.
Well, I would like some kind of gameplay aspects to the baby PU. I wouldn't like everything to be like really easy to get. I'd like some work, but you know, without being able to scan for derelicts at Yellow, I mean, it's a bit extreme having to look for them, you know, like spend an hour or two.
Yeah. Scanning isn't in yet. Well, I mean, you can toggle targets, but that's about it.
I see. So apparently you still have to go to Yellow for them, but now there are groups of pirates floating about in Yellow, and if you find a group of pirates, then you can be sure that they're trying to, they're salvaging a wreck, and within that wreck you'll find the guns. So yeah, it's nice and thematic now. It's
cool.
It's really cool. I didn't know that.
And well, something I do know about PTU is that they've added AI to Port Olisar?
Oh yes, yeah, although I haven't seen it myself. Apparently, yeah. So, if you become a criminal, and you somehow manage to get back to Port Olisar, then security will spawn. However, the moment you become a level 1 criminal, Olisar is off your jump list. So, you'd have to have a friend, or just some crazy luck, to be able to then get to Olisar after becoming a criminal with quantum jumping.
How does that work?
What do you mean exactly? I mean, basically Olisar is defended, but as soon as you become a criminal, I don't know, maybe they wipe the coordinates off your computer, your ship computer. Who knows? But yeah, as soon as you become a criminal, you can no longer jump back to Olisar. You have to.
Alright, so you would have to piggyback on somebody else's ship.
Yeah, you either piggyback on somebody else's ship, or alternatively, if you're in a party with somebody and they're in Olisar and you can see their ship, you can kind of aim and shoot for it.
Yeah, you can aim and then hope that you press the button in time.
Yeah, but if you get in range, it will drop you out. I mean, and I'm not sure what the radius is between bodies for dropping out to quantum, but you should be able to drop out.
So many new techniques and mechanics. I like it.
Yeah. The one mechanic that I'm waiting for now that would make this, you know, apart from netcode and being terribly laggy while streaming and stuff.
And European servers.
But I'd love to play with my American friends. I have too many American friends now, you know, like because everything has been one insular kind of environment. Like you've made all these friends and connections, and it would suck to have to splinter from them to play, you know, where it's marginally easier. But you know, whatever. But I'm waiting for now, which would make the baby PU at least more playable, is interdiction. So a way of stopping somebody who's running away in cruise speed, because just going cruise speed is ridiculous. Like everybody is hard conditioned in Battle Royale to circle strafe or boom and zoom, but you know, like end of the story, long story short, somebody's going to die. But in the PTU, you don't want to die, engage cruise, and you're gone. Some ships are faster, that's it. You know, and there's no way of stopping them. So
you're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna mention another game.
Okay, Eve, maybe?
No.
Okay.
You know which game I'm talking about.
Line of Defense?
iWar 2.
iWar 2, okay, alright.
Yeah. In iWar 2, there's a similar thing.
Right.
Called LSD. Linear Displacement Drive.
Okay.
And you can get missiles. There are anti-LSD missiles.
Okay.
And if your ship is hit, and it's not like you don't have flares, but it is an area of effect weapon.
Right.
Your LSD shuts down for 2-3 minutes. You can't turn it on.
Okay.
You have to stay and fight.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, because I know that it's supposed to be a mechanic where when your shield is down, you shouldn't be able to go into quantum. That doesn't work right now.
Yeah, that's similar in Star Trek. You need the forward deflector dish to go to warp.
Yeah.
Because that is basically just keeps shit from hitting your ship when you're
but
in warp.
it doesn't prevent cruise, which is the sad thing. As in, like, there's no mechanic for cruise interdiction, and cruising is the most irritating. I mean, like, I don't always PvP, but when I do, I want to defeat my target, you know? Like, and it's just the most irritating thing, that somebody will attack you, you attack back, they're about to lose, and they cruise away. You try and cruise after them, but, you know, at the very least, you can go the same speed as them, at which case you'll never catch them. It's, yeah.
You know what I think?
What?
Decoupled should not have a speed limit.
Decoupled should not have a... Why?
Because you have manual control thrusters in decoupled mode.
Okay. But
So
I think your
when you
IFCS
keep
will
pushing
just constantly...
forward,
Yeah.
you should keep accelerating. Keep accelerating.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, the ships are capable of doing that, but your IFCS prevents that.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
In decoupled mode, IFCS should not be on. Because it's decoupled mode, it's 6 degrees of freedom. You have manual control of all thrusters.
Yeah, I mean, like, it still gives you the manual control, but I'm guessing that the in-flight computer system still tells you, nope, you can't go over this certain speed limit in this direction or any direction because we want you to give you enough deceleration time to not go...
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm saying what should happen.
Yeah, I mean, like, in an ideal non-game world, yes, definitely, definitely. But
Because
yeah.
going back to the game,
Yeah.
you can go... There is no IFCS, there's no thingy. You can keep accelerating until you get to, I think it's an engine limitation, game engine limitation, speed
Right.
of 9,999 meters per second.
Okay.
And if you're going that fast against something,
Mm-hmm.
tough cookie. You're gonna crash
Yeah.
and die.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I mean, like, with everything, it's all iterative. Even with the quantum map and jumping off the map, I mean, like, I'm sure, like, that's only a placeholder, and in the future, you'd have to get your own coordinates to plug in and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I should just mention there will be coordinates.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely confirmed. I think at some point the whole quantum travel thing is going to be something akin to Elite Dangerous, where you have a list of destinations in your system that you can travel to.
Okay.
And on top of that, you'll also have coordinates that
Right.
you can input X, Y,
That
Z.
would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you plug in the coordinates, and then your ship might point towards it, and then go.
Well, plug in the coordinates, and then maybe there'll also be some sort of autopilot where you can just jump and
Yeah.
it'll automatically turn the ship
But-
and go, or it'll give you
Yeah.
custom destination.
Yeah.
So-
The reason why I say point towards is because I immediately always go back to Star Trek, and I'm like, set coordinates to the blah blah system. Aye, sir. Engage. So a two-step, at least for the bigger ships. Yeah.
Oh, and that reminds me of GAG's stream.
Oh yeah.
The captain's chair does not work. You can't sit in it, and you
Is-
can't go in-game.
Oh yeah. So
All the other chairs work.
most other chairs would work. In the bridge, all the other chairs work.
Yeah, okay, the bridge.
Yeah, in the bridge, all the other chairs will work. But I think they're doing something in terms of interactions with items, so that even the there's several other chairs in the Starfarer. There are many chairs. It's a ship of many seats, and in the cargo hold there are
Musical Starfarer.
in the cargo hold, I think there are 12 seats. Like I don't know what they're called, but like they're pull down like theater / air flight hostess kind of seats. Yeah. So there's 6 of those in the cargo hold, and I think there are 2 in the left and 2 in the right nacelle by the engineering things, just outside the engine rooms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So if people aren't on the bridge,
Yeah.
and ship goes to Quantum, they have somewhere to sit, if they don't want to go.
Yeah, so I think they're working on interaction and stuff like that.
Something along those lines. I think it was in the last Roundiverse. They said that it will help them make all the interactable things modular.
Yeah.
So if you know the artist for the ship won't have to make a new chair that will have its own ID.
Every single location.
For that, it will basically go, okay, this is an item location. Put in item 3.5-C, which is captain's chair.
Yeah, so hopefully all that comes out soon, so you can use those drop seats. But also at the same time, there are other. I mean, it's going to be a game with a very high fidelity. I was going to say fidelity threshold, but that makes no sense. But you know, a game of very high fidelity, and a game which it's all about the immersion and stuff like that. And so one can hope that once they get the ability to sit on those seats and stuff, you'd also be able to sit on the benches and stuff in for instance the G-Lock bar and all the other different furniture things. Because right now it's like any other MMO where you just like stare at it and go. So NPCs can sit there, But yeah, they're working on the U system as well. I mean, something that you'll see when you get into the Starfarer is that ladders do not work the same way as, for instance, ladders in, for instance, any of the ships. So they don't work this. Ladders don't have a use button. You walk up to a ladder in the Starfarer, and your character just goes, okay, and it has all the animations set to go, flip around, grab the bars, grab each individual rung, swing himself over, and then, and it's all fluid. So like, apart from like, the swinging animation, which is like half a second to like, get onto the ladder and get off it, there's no use button. It's all context.
Yeah, but what if you don't want
to use the ladder?
That?
Well, it's at the moment it's actually very sensitive. I mean, like I would imagine in the future you'd have to like walk into it for half a second, but if you brush past it, your guy is like, he grabs it, and then he gets
the most attractive ladder ever. Maybe you want to go, I don't know, to a medical first aid station that's next to the ladder, but you keep going up and down the ladder, up and down the ladder, up and down the ladder.
It's quite. I mean, it took a while to get used to.
I'm sure CIG is on it, and they will make a system that's intuitive and easy to use and not confusing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, yeah. I'm confident with that. Yeah, I'm confident. So
trust in CR.
Yeah. So what we've covered so far, we've covered the Starfarer more than once now. We've covered Crusader. We've covered Crusader being slightly larger and also Olisar being closer to it. We've covered the guns that are now there. We've covered everything, I feel, but the Khartu-Al.
Well, this and the Blade.
And the Blade, yes, the Vanduul Blade.
Ships.
Do you want to cover the Blade first?
Sure.
All right.
I like the Blade. It reminds me very much of a Romulan cruiser, not the Warbird. There's a cruiser in Star Trek.
All right.
That's very much like it. It's very sleek, bird-like with wings.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of the first Vanduul ships that I've seen that is smooth. Vanduul seem to have an affinity for spiky things.
Spiky things, yeah.
Yeah, the Blade is a bit smoother. And yeah, it has modes. Like the wings
could be
like this, but then like when it's landed at least, they fold in.
It could be, just like the saber being replacement for the gladius. It could be that the blade is a replacement for a scythe or a glaive.
I wouldn't say it's a replacement for the glaive. The glaive is too badass. It just needs some tweaking to actually fly like a badass. But it looks badass. I
actually realized, found out that the glaive has that has sticky outy bits.
Yeah.
It has blades.
Yeah, it has actual like shanks. Like
shivs.
But it's weird though. You're talking about the glaive, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird though because for some reason those are linked with missiles. So you're flying as a glaive, and then like, ooh, target, and I want to shoot a missile, and target locked. Then the blades come out. Then you can shoot. It's weird. It's strange. I think it's not working as intended right now.
Yeah, but it was also saw that in a dogfight, if you crash into somebody, that thing looks flimsy. It should come off.
It should. It doesn't because not yet. Basically, you know, everything's iterative.
Because soon TM.
Yeah, TM. But yeah, I feel that okay. So here is my personal feelings on the glaive. I mean, so the blade. The blade, it looks really cool. I just don't feel like it, you know, it warranted the whole mystery Friday concept ship sale hype that was behind it. Because all in all it is a low tier blade. I mean glaive. It's just a Squadron 42 asset in my opinion. I mean, yeah. It's fleshed out and it's closer to release, and so it's for sale. But it's nothing special. It has no special roles. It's not a better or faster ship than the glaive, or at least it's not supposed to be lore-wise. It's just a Squadron 42 asset that's ready.
So, do you think they're starting to milk the whole thing?
Not intentionally, perhaps. You know, but then again, you know, like rose-tinted glasses and stuff like that, because, you know, like, it's very hard to have an unbiased opinion with CIG, you know, $500 or so in, you know, it's very hard to have an unbiased opinion. I can't, you know. So...
We are going to CitizenCon, something we should also talk about.
Exactly, yeah. So it's very hard to, you know.
And for people confused why that is such a big deal is, we're not in America! We're from Europe. I'm from Slovenia, he's from England,
he's
and
from
we're
Europe.
flying to Los
I'm
Angeles.
from England, thank you very much. Europeans trying to shoe us in all the time.
Don't tell me you're one of those people who think that UK should secede from the European Union, because that's going to be a bad thing if it happens.
Well, opinion kept. Maybe that's for our other podcast where we talk about politics and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was this? The number of blades for sale? Was it a time sale or was it a number sale?
I wasn't actually around at the time of the sale, but I would imagine that it was a numbered sale like any of the other special ships. In which case, it's not really truly milking it.
It's not milking it. Yeah. No.
I mean,
if they wanted to milk it, they would put out an unlimited number.
Yeah.
And just sell as many as they could. So it was a time sale.
Oh, okay. It was
well,
a time
Water
sale.
Buffalo from Chad just confirmed it.
Thanks, Buff. But yeah, definitely. I mean, like, if they were truly, I mean, like, you can milk it without, like, you know, completely showing your true nature. And like Buffalo said, start selling Bengals, you know, because people will put their money down for Bengals, you know. But yeah, definitely.
Then again, they do still sell the completionist package, don't they?
Sure. I mean, it doesn't have everything though. You can buy it.
Which is one of the things...
It won't give you the Million Mile High Club. It won't give you several of the ships. It will give you quite a few duplicates though, but it won't give you everything.
Which is one of the things that I don't like about it, because it's a completionist package. It should be complete.
I suppose. It's not so much a completionist package than a completionist OCD kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, completionist asterisk.
Yes, yeah. Definite disclaimer there, especially if you're new to the game. But I don't know, just have an infinite wallet and you're like, I thought this was a completionist package, and it's not. But whatevs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
what else?
That's the Blade. So Khartu-Al, that's the next topic.
Yes! That's a ship that a lot of people have been waiting for.
Dude, as you can see from my backdrop, I was quite a fan of the Khartu-Al concept. You know, it's red.
It's red.
And it's a racer. Well, at least it was marketed as a racer. It was
but isn't the racer yellow?
No. Okay, so, yes. Ooh, and
lesson time.
So, you know the glass display box, right? Which has the Murray Cup winners for several random arbitrary years. The 2940 Murray Cup winner being Shirin Vatu, the Xi'an that won it. That ship is yellow. The M50 next to it's yellow as well. The 350R is yellow as well. I think that's just a custom skin for Murray Cup winners, kind of like the jackets that all the golfers win.
Or okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like a flair that you would get once you win to kind of show everybody else that you're a winner.
Oh,
so,
I
yeah.
see. So like in Formula 1, you get the number 1 on your car if you won the previous season.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so if you look at the description, it says Khartu-Al. And yeah, perhaps it might have been tricked out or tuned a bit, but it still says Khartu-Al. I mean,
it
like
would have to be. It would have to be a tricked out thing.
Yeah,
because I doubt that a stock ship would be able to win.
Fair enough, but the thing is,
because you have the AMD, is it Omega?
Yes, the Omega.
The Omega. That is, AMD is a racing company, racing group that modified the Delta. Or is it the Delta? Delta's the racer, right? The Omega's the fighter. Delta.
The Gamma is the racer, and so is the Omega. The Omega being the AMD
Gamma,
variant.
right. Yeah. I was never good with Greek. Anyway, the Gamma was a modified version of slightly tweaked, not modified, slightly tweaked, because it's it's like you have gentleman racers these days that buy cars and have also finance an engineering and a mechanic group that kind of tweak the car for the person to race. So I think that's that sort of thing going on.
The primary difference, I think, between the Mustang Omega and the Mustang Gamma is the Mustang Gamma has like a proprietary fuel scoop, which isn't really implemented in the game yet, which gives it more fuel or the ability to regenerate more, at least.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, able to boost and afterburn more often.
More often and more consistently, perhaps. But, yeah, but that's not implemented yet. At the moment, they're more or less the same ship with a different skin. Yeah.
So, and the Khartu-Al, I think, is going to be the same thing.
I believe.
The Khartu-Al for the ship.
Yeah, but hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Khartu-Al. Al is the suffix that is used for a Khartu ship that has been modified for human use.
Oh, okay.
So if they they could have said the Khartu, and it would sure, okay, that's a really fast ship that we don't know about, and we have the Khartu-Al, which moves like a slug that's been kicked up. But I know it's only the first iteration of the ship in flight, so. I mean, the Saber, like I said before, when that came out, horrible. So bad to fly. So bad to fly. And it had some issues that they tweaked out with the shields and stuff like that. The Saber, when that was first out in the PTU, its shields, might have been an XML issue or something, but the shields drained all your power when they regenerated. So you'd fly about normal. Someone shot you in the aft shield, maybe like a couple shots, not even taken down, but it has to regenerate. As it regenerates, it pulls all your power, which means that your maneuvering thrusters lose all their juice, and so you just go careering into oblivion until your shields get back to normal.
Right.
Yeah, so that's just an example of something that's happened, so you kind of understand where they're coming from. I mean, it's just very, very bare bones. Very bare bones. So, maybe patch 2.2 to 2.2.3a, you might see slight improvements. I mean, just looking at the Khartu-Al, it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong. The transformations, beautiful. All that kind of stuff.
And the way the engines articulate and everything.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
The articulation is phenomenal, but already you can see that it's still very early doors iterations, because when it's landed, they twitch when they shouldn't really be twitching. I mean, it's meant to look like an alien, but it's not. I mean, it's meant to look like an insect. It's not supposed to behave like a spastic insect. When it flies, the bottom left wing always does this. That's a bug. When it's going straight, it shouldn't be doing this.
It's a bug on an insect-like ship. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Pun not intended. Yeah.
No, but just to go to my previous point, I think that because the Khartu-Al is a human is a, like I said, cartel ship modified for human use by APOA.
Right.
Which is
APOA being the Human Xi'an Cooperative, yeah.
Yeah, but I would think that the racing version, even though it's called the Khartu-Al,
yeah,
is still slightly tweaked and modified by somebody else.
I suppose you could give them that. You could give them that escape route. I mean, like it's in the lore that there's an Aurora that's a racer.
If you take parallels from the real world, if you go to like the LMS series, and I'm gonna get really nerdy about racing, real life racing right now. You say you got the Audi R8 LMS,
okay,
which is a factory car made by the Quattro division of Audi,
right?
And that is based on the Audi R8, and it's got a wide body kit, a huge spoiler, a racing interior, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they sell those to groups that want to race.
Okay.
However, they don't stop them from modifying it within FIA regulations.
Okay.
And still, it's just called the Audi R8 LMS.
Right. Yeah.
By Yoast or whatever the group is.
Okay, or more closer to home, perhaps you can say the NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti has the EVGA and the Frostbite and all the different... Yeah, it's the same thing, right? Yeah.
Still an NVIDIA 980 Ti.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just
it doesn't get a really, fancy name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So maybe something like that. So I'm sure the Khartu-Al is going to get a lot more nimble.
Oh yeah, I mean, like no doubt. They're still fixing it and stuff
like that. But a racing version, it's going to be nimbler still, or faster, or have something that would set it apart and make it better for racing than a standard one. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, one would hope.
Without not just being yellow. Because everybody knows that it's red that makes you go faster.
Oh, of course. Just look how fast I am. But yeah, in the lore, I know that there's a racing Aurora, so it's definitely a possibility.
What?
There, I'm not saying he's a Murray Cup winner, but there is in the lore there is a racing Aurora, so an Aurora that's been tricked out to be able to race.
Black and YOLO.
So I think that's it, save for maybe perhaps CitizenCon, but then again, every fortnight is gonna be news about CitizenCon because
because it's in October.
Yep.
And tickets went on sale in March.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to CitizenCon, but that's all really I can say about CitizenCon.
Subscriber tickets sold out in 9 minutes.
Of course, we can talk about that. Subscriber tickets sold out in 9 minutes. 200 tickets gone like that.
And I got one.
And he got one. He did.
Yeah.
And the following day, 600, was it 600 or 400 more tickets?
415.
415 more tickets were sold, and they were sold out within the hour. Were they not? Because I checked 2 hours afterwards and they were not there. They're gone.
But there might still be a way for you to attend, right?
Yeah.
We won't go into details.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Money Shot's like, I got mine, and sort of drunk pack. Yeah, basically everybody who is like proper into Star Citizen is, is within our community. Like for instance, Money Shot, Drunk Pack, and all the streamers.
So
all the stream viewers.
Would you say? Yeah. Would you say that the people who will be attending CitizenCon are the cream of the crop?
The cream of the crop.
Star Citizen community. Star Citizen community.
The cream of the crop. I would say
Admiral Nolan.
Obsessed.
Yes. In live, because you don't have access to PTU. A quick Aurora race, that's not gonna happen.
A quick Aurora race. Now that's an oxymoron if I've ever heard one in my life.
So I think we went over everything. This episode was quite hectic because, again, what the fuck, CIG? I mean, nothing for months, and then in a single day, a torrent of new content and ships and stuff.
Yeah. So, the beginning of the week, I mean, like, at least the beginning of Friday, once they announced the Blade, there was some uneasy tension. There was some uneasy tension, at least on Twitter and Reddit, perhaps not so much on the forums because that's curated, but there was a bit of tension. They're like, a Squadron 42 asset for $250. Come on, CIG. And then Disco Orlando started his stream up, showed the Starfarer, and all of a sudden people were just like, and then the evening's not even over, and then PTU, and everyone's like, and then everyone's forgotten about the Blade, and like, everything is back to normal again, and I cannot wait. It's, the hype levels are set back to a new maximum, and I just cannot wait.
What are we doing? I mean, spending so much money and energy on what is basically 25 gigabytes of ones and zeros.
Because, man, they're the best ones and zeros on the market right now. Yeah.
I could say that, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it for the Fortnite.
It is. Could be. So, unless we missed anything, and I'm pretty sure we did, because
You must have missed something, but
yeah, because Myers' memory is like that of a goldfish, and so is mine, and especially when I've had a few of these. But I suppose we've dragged this on long enough, and it's time for us to say thank you so much for watching again. Very exciting episode, very excited current development of Star Citizen and the PTU, and I can't wait
definitely
for the current thing to go live.
Yeah.
As a Starfarer, oh lordy loo, I want I might get it in the game when the game is live. I won't buy it with real live money.
I mean, if we were going to go back into it, it's a beautiful ship. It sets the precedent for all the larger scale ships, but it's not a gameplay aspect that I'm particularly interested in, so I wouldn't be buying it.
Yeah. It's, I'm very much filled with an immediate sense of want.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
In the long term, I think you're probably right. I think that once they start work on the Carrack,
yeah,
the ship that I do own, and I will probably just have to walk around without pants because I need to change my pants all the time.
I mean, if we go back into it, we just talked about like saying that we're about to start closing, but I mean, like perhaps maybe with the smaller ships, even though they're gorgeous, it's like a lot of work's gone into that small ship, but like with the large ships like the Starfarer, the same level of detail, the same amount of love that goes into ArcCorp, that goes into the small nooks and crannies have gone into that ship. Like, the ship isn't just a cut and dry kind of like mirror image of itself either. It's asymmetrical.
Yeah.
It's asymmetrical, which means that twice the amount of time has gone into making the ship as would probably have been necessary.
I think this is one of the reasons why people get lost, because it's asymmetrical.
Yeah.
But
it's
the same amount of detail per virtual square meter as in a constellation, even more so.
It's the same level of detail that's in some FPS maps in video games, other video games.
Somebody in GG's stream even said that Starfarer is bigger than most of, or if not all, GoldenEye maps. Just the Starfarer is bigger.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, Temple at least. Maybe not Facility, because Facility has that long. But yeah,
I haven't played. Sorry, we could go into why I didn't play it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going.
Maybe after we're finished with the episode, but time is running out. Let's do the outro, I suppose.
Okay. All right. So right. So,
you're doing it. Okay.
Fine. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Fortnightly Frontier, Season 3, Episode 6. To everybody here watching live and also on YouTube, I have been Meyer. You can catch me on twitch.tv/Meyer_test. He has been Dianator. You can catch him if you can.
On. Considering my current physique, yes. But you can catch me on youtube.com/Darinator or on flickr.com/Icebone or stuff. I don't know.
So yeah, guys.
Best Squadron.
Best Squadron. And
And we'll see you in the verse.